Maverick, another win here for you in the Winter Nationals. You led every lap, but had to survive some cautions. What were those restarts like?
So I was going at the box. So when they hit my bumper, so basically what I do, so when they hit my bumper, I just go like they did not expect it.
How good does this momentum feel?
It feels really good.
All right, there you go. Maverick Bradshaw looking to keep it up, rolling into Wednesday. He's your winner here in the Bandits.
So we're going to take a look at the replay of everything that happened behind Maverick Bradshaw. It's the 7 of Powers, the 99 of Clap, right? There is the contact, and into the wall goes the 7 of Powers. So one more look at it here. Watch the 7P and the 99. Little move of the wheel from the 99 right there in the middle of the straightaway. And that is coming to the checkered flag. And our onboard for this Masters feature is with the Lucas Oil 51 of Kyle Busch. The crazy old men in the Masters rolling onto the racetrack. On the pole is yesterday's winner Doug Stevens in the 77 racing alongside Kyle Busch. And we go green flag racing, Kyle Beatty in the 84 and Brandon Risley in car number 5. Jesse Bennell from Kennebunk, Maine, and Ty Torkelson from Alaska in the 44 below on the outside of row number 3. Lee Jordan and Kevin Rollins, your national champion, on the outside of row number 4 with Art Hahn and Jeff Bolin, your top 5 rows. Zeke Hanger and Jim Sylvester, row number 6. Hoyt Demas and Brad Van Houten in the 15. Sean Parker and Chris East is row number, is the next row. Mike Curran and Tim Skinner Jr. and Giles Martin, your field. Watching us on Facebook, welcome to our live look-in. You ride on board with Kyle Busch as he gets ready to run 25 laps in the Masters. The crazy old men, the 40-plus age group. But he is going to hold off, or have to hold off, past the gentleman from Georgia, Doug Stevens, on the pole position as we get ready to see the green flag for 25 laps in the Masters division.
Let's race like grown adults. 77 in the box, myself going to green.
Through 3 and 4 into the box, Doug Stevens in control. Green flag flies were underway.
Oh, we have built a Waffle House in turn 1. They are smothered, covered, and chunked.
That's Tim Skinner. That is the 20 of Sean Parker. And that might be Demas in the 26. Indeed it is.
And Tim Skinner up on top of the 26.
That is the new definition of stacking them up in turn number 1. That is a beautiful looking 15 car too, by the way. I love the look of that car.
So what happens back here? Zeke Hanger in the back of Art Hahn.
We saw this earlier in one of our races where it just stacks up in behind, and whoa, Tim Skinner.
Yeah, I think Parker will be okay there.
No need to go to Universal. Tim Skinner just built his own roller coaster. So that'll put us under caution for the first time. We'll get the forklift out to assist down in turn at number 1 and 2. John Kelly and the team going to try to get those cars unattached. We are on our live look-in as well. If you're watching us on Facebook, thank you for joining us. Drop a comment down below. Let us know where you are tuned in from, who you're cheering for, as we take another look at the replay. And be sure to hit that share button and let your friends know you're watching some racing on a Tuesday. Kyle Busch in the field, having some fun in the Legend Car.
A wild ride there for Tim Skinner. And all started, you see that red 80 car. Art Hahn checks up for the corner. And I guess Zeke Kinger just wasn't anticipating Hahn to lift that early. And then it becomes an accordion effect. Sean Parker comes to a stop in that 20 car. If he made any contact.
Drivers, that's all because we are slamming on our brakes and not driving. We're not driving beyond our front bumper. We're masters.
The great thing about this event at Winter Nationals is we have a lot of personalities.
Look at our windshield and drive further ahead than your map at the end of your hood. You have to drive further and look further than your front bumper, guys. All this because we can't do that. Ridiculous.
We've heard a lot of pep talks from Brad Hockaday. There is another one. These are the masters. These are the older guys. We have a lot of personalities in our pit area. We have 160-something cars here. There's a lot of cars scattered around this Auburndale Speedway. We have a lot of personalities. So we talked to some of these drivers, asked them a couple of off-the-wall questions, and we've got one of those packages fired up for you right now as we get ready to hit the road. A lot of great answers there as you're right on board with Kyle Busch as we still try to clean up turn number 1. What is your favorite road trip stop?
I think it has to be Buc-ee's. It's hard to beat the Beaver.
It's a lot of like, so I'm from Canada, so we don't have any of those that were mentioned in our country. So for me, it's an Irving Big Stop if we're out east. For us on the road, it's been Wawa down in this area. When we go east to Daytona and up the road to like Jacksonville and you keep going up, it's Buc-ee's. But I'm a bigger guy. I like anywhere we can stop and get snacks. So that's, and especially if Tony Stevens is driving, you stop like every 4 hours, so you stack up on snacks because you don't know when you're going to stop next. I want to say hello to Keith Sherman. And he said he loves the radio chatter, loves race director Brad Hockaday in the ear. You can hear everything. You can be dialed into the racing action. Jeremy's tuned in from Indiana. We have the Night Cow Racing team who happens to be behind us loving the coverage today. Paul Strickland is watching from turn number 1. We got a couple of Sheets fans in the comments.
I like Sheets.
Yep.
We don't have them in Florida, but when I'm up in the Carolinas, I prefer Sheets over Wawa.
Darlene is watching from Lakeland, Florida. Let's Go White Motorsports. And Steve Page is watching from Alaska. And Mark Gautreau is a fan of the tow trucks. He was here yesterday watching us from beautiful Moncton, New Brunswick. Well, it's not beautiful right now. It's covered in snow, but I digress. Once again, drop a comment down below. We're interactive because we might be here for a 25-minute race. It is a 25-lap of 25 minutes. Anthony Steffens, professional weather spotter Anthony Steffens, I believe is doing some work today as they clean up turn number 1 and 2. As you take a look at beautiful Auburndale Speedway, not a cloud in the sky. This is Halifax, Nova Scotia, and this is Celsius. It's 1 degrees. Feels like -4. They're getting, I think, 6 to 8 inches of snow tomorrow, so we're going to have a lot of folks watching on a Wednesday. I would like to report that Jordan Vino told me earlier there's going to be some roads that may not be plowed or some driveways that may not be plowed in Porters Lake, Nova Scotia, because he is here. He's a plow operator. Winter Haven is 26 degrees or 79 degrees Fahrenheit. Feels like 77. Humidity is 28 and a southwest wind to 7 miles an hour. Beautiful day for racing. I know Joe Chisholm messaged us earlier. He's in like the Owen Sound, Ontario area, and he said there's lots of snow, but this is making him feel warm at home too. So hello to Joe in Racetime Radio. He had some great guests on 2 weeks ago, including Anthony Steffens, professional weather spotter.
Great stuff. It sounds like you guys have a fun time north of the border.
They are talking about Rogersville in the Tim's Corner live look-in. Great area again. Great area for food. Isabel Getson is watching. Want to say hello to her, and I want to say hello to Jesse Thompson as well. He's cheering on some of his drivers that are down here out of King Competition. Bruce Weber, snowy in western New York. We've got Jerry Davis watching from Idaho. Kurt King is watching from Wisconsin. And Amberly Hutchins still cheering on my Riley Hutchins. You missed Riley earlier. I'm sure she watched earlier. Top 5 effort, I believe. Had to avoid a couple of wrecks. Good to see her up there. And that Young Lions field is apparently shrinking tomorrow after the action today. So keep your eye on that one.
All right, Joe, go.
So they will continue the cleanup.
Slow roll. The wrecker's going to roll across in front of you.
We have drivers from all across North America here, including one from Alaska. Let's catch up with Ty Torkelson here as we work the yellow. It's a lot warmer down here than it is in Alaska. Ty Torkelson, so far so good for your week, right?
Yeah, not bad. Had some incidents, but we had some good speed last week, and we're out there fighting for positions, and it was fun. Got a little banged up, but we're finding it.
Masters is so close. What do you have to do to get that edge?
Just stay consistent, try and stay clean. I've been getting banged around a little bit, but staying clean is the most thing, and then just picking them off one by one, trying to get up there to where it's safe. You know, you don't want to be in that 7 to 10 area. It's helter-skelter, you know.
And that means qualifying is important?
Qualifying is very important. Didn't qualify good yesterday. I think I qualified 11th. I got to be up there. I got to get up where it's clean so I can go race with them.
What would you be happy with at the end of this week?
You know, just fun and good times with the other guys. I know quite a few of them. So just to have fun with them and to go out. I'd like to be on the podium. I'd really like to be on the podium this year.
What's the weather like at home?
Well, when I got here, it was 22 degrees and it was 28 at home. So I think it's still a little colder at home than it is now here.
So are you doing anything now that you're out in the heat and, you know, touristy things on a Winter Nationals week in Florida?
No, I just drove straight to here, picked up this car, so I have an East Coast car so I can have some fun over here on the East Coast and maybe hit Charlotte and stuff. So, you know, we can't drag them from Alaska, so.
Absolutely. Keep your eye on Ty as he continues on during this Winter Nationals week. Ty runs in 6th on this start as we get ready to come to green. 25 laps on the board. Green flag flies. Kyle Busch tucks into line, up the hill. Might have had a little help from the 84 Kyle Beatty. Top 3 gets single file, side by side behind. Bunnell down to the bottom of Risley in the yellow top, number 5.
Doug Stevens continues to show the way. Kyle Busch, you see him working the hands, the red gloves on the steering wheel in that car. Trying to get all he can to get underneath Doug Stevens. Stevens pulls him down the front straightaway. And caution is out. Looks like debris in 4.
Yellow.
There is a little bit of debris at the top. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of little debris on the top with 3 and 4.
Double them up.
That is a
drivers.
fender.
Clean up the debris. Double them up. Double them up. Double them up.
Rear fender.
Is it Torkelson?
Right there.
Go,
Art Hall.
Double them up. We're going to be 1 to go when you get back here. The debris will be gone. We'll be 1 to green when you get here. 64 outside of the 44. 64, you should be outside.
Want to say hello to Jason Parsons, who is watching, Corey Adams,
We should be at 64 there. 15 in front.
Mariah Newsom cheering on Slick Nick, Addison King, Penny Collins. The Lee Jordan fan club has checked in. I didn't know how big it was, but apparently it is huge because Penny Collins is watching us. We are going to ride on board with Kyle Busch in this restart. It's a Delaware double file. Leader out by himself. Everybody else doubled up in behind as we get ready to go back to the green flag. We have 2 laps completed. Your control car is the black and red 77 of Doug Stevens into the box. Green flag.
On board with Kyle Busch up through the gears, down into turn number 1. Kyle Beatty on his outside. Those 2 had a great showing at the summer shootout.
And Kyle Busch looks to go to that second place spot. Will do so behind them side by side. Lee Jordan trying to take one away from the 96 of Bunnell. That'll be for position number 5 as they race down the back straightaway. Torkelson wants one more on the 93 of Kevin Rollins, national champion, stuck on the outside as they come down the front straightaway.
4 laps complete in this 25 lap feature for the Masters to see Brandon Risley looking to the inside of Kyle Beatty. Risley, last year's champion in the Masters division here at the Winter Nationals.
5-car Risley, 84 of Beatty. Battle for position number 3 as they race down the back straightaway. Doug Stevens inches away just a little bit more from Kyle Busch in the 51. Battle for third. Risley looked that time. Nothing doing there at a turn at number 2.
Now Risley looks to the inside in turn 3. He might have enough. They get together. Beatty holds on to it, but now Lee Jordan in the picture in the 81 car. Beatty shuts the door down again in turn 1, but he slips up the racetrack. Risley's there now.
And LJ right behind them. Lee Jordan looking to pick up one more, maybe 2 more here. Didn't have the finish he wanted to yesterday, but Lee Jordan going to try to pick up one here on the 84 of Kyle Beatty. Move him back 1 more spot. The 96 of Bennell, Ty Torkelson, and Zeke Hanger in line. You look at a guy like Hanger and Rollins. It goes to show how much these guys have done their homework. Those are championship, national championship, either drivers or caliber drivers in those cars, and they've got some work to do. There's Hanger in that white 64, the Donnie St. Hours prepared race car, down to the bottom of the KBR 84, Kyle Beatty.
As the Hanger dropped the left front off the racetrack, upset the race car, has tucked back in behind the 84 of Beatty. 93 in the picture as well, Kevin Rollins. And Art Hahn goes around on the back stretch, tries to get it back going, not going to be able to.
Yellow, turn 2, go low. Yellow, turn 2, go low. 80 car to the tail.
Art Hahn out of Hartford, Wisconsin. Comes to a stop on the racetrack after a spin at the exit of turn 2.
Trying to get that thing refired, but cannot do so. Right there, 3-car battle. It's Bolin in the 25 in behind them. And that might have been Van Houten just ahead. And goes around bottom of your shot.
All right, double them up, drivers. Double them up. As you pass John Kelly, double them up. 64 out, 84 in, 64
Ronnie
out,
Gilliland is watching. These guys are fast for some old farts. They definitely have some speed.
Guys, get it right.
Chloe Mazzagotti's watching from New Smyrna Speedway. Got to watch her run the Pro Late Model on Sunday. And a lot of those drivers that you see here eventually moving up the ranks and moving into Pro Late Models, Super Late Models. I know there's a lot of USLCI graduates in that ASA race coming up this evening at New Smyrna Speedway. So it just goes to show where the talent will go when you start in legend cars, including, this guy right here.
Yeah, Kyle Busch. It's so cool to see him back in a legend car. And we're going to ride on board with him here for the restart. Doug Stevens showing the way. Does Kyle Busch have anything for him? 2-time NASCAR Cup Series champion. Over 200 wins across the top 3 series.
And Doug Stevens was in victory lane yesterday, and Doug is a gentleman, and he said, I don't get to race a whole lot with Kyle Busch, and raced me clean and did a great job. And so those two, I think there's a little bit of respect between those two, at least through the first day of this Winter Nationals. You can see Kyle fighting that wheel into turn number 2. He's there.
He is. This is the best run he's had. He looks to the inside. We're on board with him. Does he stick the nose down in there? No.
Oh, little bump there. And fine line to try to get off of that bottom side and not dip your wheel, but also try to get as much racing real estate as you can. And Doug Stevens is just so smooth behind the wheel. Stevens continues to lead.
Yeah, veteran move there out of Kyle Busch. He was to the inside of him. Didn't feel like he was up far enough on him to force the issue.
Up the hill goes the 64 of Hanger. Down to the bottom goes the 93 of Rollins, Bolin in the 25. And Jim Sylvester just behind them as well.
Beatty there in the sedan. Holding on to right now the 7th position with Kevin Rollins in behind him.
And Ty Torkelson trying to get by Lee Jordan. Jordan leading this pack in the black and white 81 car at a turn number 4. This is the battle for 4th on back. 2nd is getting a little closer as Risley is up on the wheel, but it's Doug Stevens all by himself at the front of this field.
Torkelson there in the 44. Moving further back there, you see the 25 of Jeff Bolin. 64 Zeke Hanger. Hanger, a winner last Thursday during the Winter Showdown Series. Back up front, it's all Doug Stevens. Kyle Busch has lost ground to your race leader, and Brandon Risley is closing in.
So the 51 of Kyle Busch, there's one mistake at a Doug Stevens. He dipped that left rear wheel off of the racetrack, and you don't see many mistakes at a Doug Stevens. So it reels in Busch just a little bit, but Doug Stevens just so smooth around this racetrack. He's been at it for so long. The 77 Speed Shop entry leading this one is the 51 of Kyle Busch, trying to reel back in the 77 for the lead spot. You ride on board with the Lucas Oil number 51 with only 3 laps to go. Stevens continues to lead.
And Busch gained about half a tenth that last lap. So he's closing back in, but not much time left. We're going to see 2 sticks in the air. 2 laps to go for Doug Stevens at the line. Kyle Busch up on the wheel in that 51 car, trying to catch Doug Stevens, but just 1 lap to go for Stevens. And the caution is out. The 2 car up against the wall in turn number 2. Jim Sylvester out of Islip, New York. The Long Island native comes to rest in turn number 2. And he gets the car back going. The Joe Ryan race cars, number 2.
We'll come back to 1 to go.
So Kyle Busch is going to get 1 more crack at this. We saw he had a nose to the inside of Stevens at one point during the last restart. Didn't force the issue, didn't feel like he was far enough up alongside the 77 of Stevens. And from there, Stevens was able to drive away, but Busch was closing in ever so slightly towards the end of that run. But it's going to be just 1 lap. The green and white will come out together. Doug Stevens up front by himself. Kyle Busch with Brandon Risley to his outside. We are coming to green, 1 lap to settle it for the Masters. You see there, Kyle Busch gets a shot from Lee Jordan, pushes him into Doug Stevens. Well, Busch moves Stevens up the racetrack. Kyle Busch looking to the inside of Stevens. Is he there? He gets into Stevens, knocks him up the racetrack. Kyle Busch, bump and run, takes the win on day number 2. What a wild finish to this Masters feature. Kyle Busch, late race restart, gets into the back bumper of Doug Stevens, moves him up the groove, and Kyle Busch will be heading to victory lane here to talk with Tim Terry. The number 51 Lucas Oil Ride parks it down in victory lane. And we're sending it down to Tim Terry.
What a finish to that Masters feature. Kyle Busch, last lap pass, will go to victory lane. Climbing out of the car, your winner is Kyle Busch. Restart with 1 lap to go. Green and white together. Kyle, how did you set that up to pass Doug Stevens?
I just knew when we got that yellow, my car really fires off on restarts so good. So I just had to take advantage of it. And I got him high enough off of 2 there. I got alongside of him and felt like that was my position. And ain't nothing like a little controversy in Legend Cars racing to set the mood for the week. But that's sometimes how it happens, you know. So thanks to Lucas Oil, KBM, Kitty Hawk Chevrolet, everybody that helps us out, Morgan & Morgan. It's a lot of fun to just race legends, teach the the young Brexton a lot about this stuff and try to figure it all out for him, but having a good time while doing it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's Kyle Busch, your winner. What a
All right,
one.
Outlaws to the front straightaway and stop. Outlaws to the front straightaway and stop.
All right, we're going to watch and listen. Final lap here. One more look at it. You see the contact down into turn 3. Busch alongside up to the door, the 77. Knocks Stevens up the racetrack. And you see Kyle Busch finds himself in victory lane. Samantha and Brexton down there as well. And perhaps a little confidence boost heading into Daytona 500 weekend for Kyle Busch. He won 2 of the 3 during, actually I believe he won all 3 during the Showdown Series. And now picks up a win here on day number 2 of the Winter Nationals. And coming up next, it's going to be the Bandolero Outlaws.
All right, drivers, let's roll up. Roll up.
And that's going to do it for our live look-in. If you want to see the rest of the event, the rest of the week here at the INEX Winter Nationals, head on over to uslegendcars.tv, and we'll have it live for you throughout the week.